Hey guys, RC here, back with our next video. I do need to apologize in advance. I had some technical difficulties in the last video, and about halfway through, the screen froze on my recording device, and so you'll see me popping back to that here occasionally. And let me just change screens. Okay, so it's working right now, but it froze on a screen, and I'm not sure why. But anyway, um, yeah, so it looks okay right now. So let's play catch up. What has happened? Well, in the schedule, we went to the doubleheader. We won the opener, and then we lost the second game. So let's go back and take a look. In the first game, I'm sorry, that's the second game. Paul Splittorff got the loss. Corbin got the win, and that kind of ended things. The previous game, which now I cannot go back to, it does not appear. We actually got the win, 2-0. So we ended up losing the pennant by 2 games. We were tied going into the last game, and or no, actually we needed to win that game. We were 1 game back, and we needed the win to force a tie. Well, we ended up losing. Baltimore and Boston ended up tied. They had to have a 1-game playoff. Baltimore took that game. So Baltimore will play Minnesota. We get the Red Sox. And very strangely, we all end up with pretty similar records, basically within a game or a game and a half of each other. So most of last video was dealing with that. And then, and again, I just want to check and make sure our screen has changed, which it has, because now I'm paranoid. I noticed we have all these extra choices in here now. There's eligible for playoff roster, the actual playoff roster. So what I had done, I was trying to decide between Steve Staggs and Hank Aaron for the last roster spot. Well, that's because when I was looking at this, that well, and my AAA team's not even on there anymore. So this was AAA, AA, single A, right? And then I had my disabled list here. So that's what I had, except this being AAA. Actually, that is AAA, I guess. Yep, that is. Oh, AA and AAA. Whatever. Odd. Okay. But anyway, so I was looking and I'm going, okay, we're 2 players over. I had put Aaron on designation and waivers to get down to 25 because I'm used to doing everything off of this screen. When I did that, I went ahead and advanced a day. Or actually, yeah, I take that back. I couldn't get Aaron to demote, and I didn't want to waive him, so I said, well, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and let me check Staggs. Staggs would demote down to AAA. And I said, all right, well, that's what I'm going to do. Well, then I went into my schedule, and Aaron didn't appear. So I couldn't figure it out. So then I waived him, and then I brought Staggs back. And you can see when I last reset it, he did not appear. Now, I do it now, and he does. Okay, but now I know why. Because when I went into the transactions, now we have these new options for the playoff roster, the eligible for playoff roster, and then you have your actual 40-man roster from the end of the season. So I started going through these, and all of a sudden I realized that, oh, well, first off, Mark Wiley is not eligible for the playoffs. Okay, so he's out. So he's already gone. So I said, well, then I need to bring back Stags because now my playoff roster was at 23 people. So I brought Stags back, and then I took Aaron off of the waivers and designation, but it will not let me re-add him to the playoff roster. And I think it's because I had already advanced a day from when it told me to set my playoff rosters. So I kind of screwed him myself. So I'm very upset. And then on top of that, then the video recording glitched. Just making sure it's still working. So yeah, so now I'm a little chapped at the game. Not sure why it did that, but that's the only thing I can fathom. But these new screens were completely, didn't even know they were there. So, the only thing I can wonder, so September 1st, let's come back and look at Hank. Six to 7 weeks. Batting stats, game log. You know what? Maybe that's what it was. He didn't come back until the 7th. So maybe, no? He was out from 7-2 to 8-17. That was his gap right there. 7-2 to 8-17. So yeah, he was back before September 1st. The only thing, I don't know why he wasn't eligible, but I think it has something to do with the fact that I designated him for assignment. And Hank, I apologize for that. I feel really horrible. So we're going to have to play a man short. I have decided to go with this lineup in my rotation, moving Splittorff and Bryles to the bullpen. Wiley is not there because he wasn't eligible. And then our regular lineup around the order. I am wondering. Oh, and Brett got injured in the last game of the season. He had to leave early. In fact, I think we can go look at that. That's the one we can actually see. No, he got hurt in the early game. So he only had one at bat. He was 1 for 1. And diagnosis was pending. Turned out he had a bruised kneecap. And so he came back during this 3 days off before we're coming into the Boston series. So that's where we're at now. So we're getting ready to hit playoffs. Dutch is on 3 days rest. I'm going to go ahead and throw him because he's my best pitcher. 18-6 this season. Oh, the nerves. The nerves. I tell you what, it literally came down to the last day of the season. Yeah, I mean, we knew a couple of days early that we were in the playoffs, but, knowing exactly what was going to be happening if we were going to win the pennant or the wild card came down to the last day. All right, well, let's go ahead and play ball. Game 1 at Boston. And we win 8-7. All right, we give up 1 in the second. We take the lead, tie game. We jump out to a 5-2 lead. 5-3, 8-3, looks commanding. They get 4 in the 8th. Oh, man. So let's take a look. Leonard, 3 runs, 2 earned in 6 innings. Herbowski gets torched. Suter gets the out to get out of the inning. Actually, he didn't. He gave up a hit, and then Mingori came in. Wow. Tiant, we lit him up. Perry gave up 2 runs, both unearned. So we basically hit everybody except for Ivan Drago. I'm sorry, Dick Drago. Ivan Drago, of course, from Rocky 3, the movie. Any homers? George Brett, pretty much homerless all season, and he hits one in the first playoff game. Huge. Milner, he got one. Fairly got one. All right, so 2 for 5 for Otis, 2 for 5 for Burleson, 1 for 4 with the homer, 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs in the homer. Lacey got an RBI, Milner with a homer as well. So really active at the top of the order. Now pretty much all the way through the order, 11 hits in this game, so that's awesome. All right, so Rick Wise against Jack Morris. Wise went 15-9, 3.84 ERA. Morris 4-3 with a 3.61. Oh, let's see. All right, AL Batter of the Month was George Scott. George Foster of the Reds, National League Batter of the Month. Rick Waits of Cleveland, AL Pitcher of the Month. Don Gullett, and he's probably going to win the Cy Young, National League. Ken Landrew of the Brewers, American League Rookie of the Month, and Jack Clark wins another Rookie of the Month award in the National League. All right. Jack Morris, a day-to-day injury, 5 days. Ow. Bruised knee. Well, we're not going to put him on the DL. Are you freaking crazy? I mean, he's not going to pitch there. So yeah, I'm not even going to move him to the bullpen until it's his turn to pitch again. Closer. Yeah, I want to make him a closer, not a stopper. I want him pitching 1 inning in the 9th. Yeah, that's what I want right there. All right, let's see. How did we do? A 15-9 win. Sweet. We combined for 29 hits, but we played 15 of them, 5 in the 3rd, 6 in the 8th. Morris got hurt after 2 innings, but boy, he was looking good, wasn't he? Bird comes in with a rough inning. Bryles goes 3. Herbowski and Suter combine to close it out. They all get hit hard. Oh, he was hit by a pitch. Oh, those jerks. Those Boston Red Sox, they're dirty players, boy. The pitcher threw at him. Are you kidding me? Oh, man. Luckily, we were able to get to pretty much everybody in their rotation. Otis with his first homer. McRae with his first homer. Dwight Evans. Cecil Cooper. Both got homers as well. 2 for 4, 2 RBIs. 3 for 4, 2 RBIs. 3 for 5, 3 RBIs. 5 RBIs for Brett in 2 games. 1 for 5, 1 for, I mean, you know, boom, 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 boom. That's nice. All right, let's go back. So let's check our schedule because I don't remember. I guess this is a 3 out of 5 series, so we are now coming home. We're actually on October 1st, so autoplay until the next game. Ooh, where was that at? All right, the Reds sweep their divisional series over the Dodgers 3-0. All right, let's see, standings, playoffs. No, that's not the one I was looking for. Playoff tree, that's the one that just flashed up. But we can come back to playoff coverage. I like that screen. We'll look at that one. All right, so Cincinnati with the sweep. Pittsburgh's up 2-1 on San Francisco. Baltimore, Minnesota tied at 1, and we have a 2-0 lead on Boston. We're going to have Marty Patton, our former starter, against Steve Busby. How many days off has Dutch had? Just 2. I'm going to have to mute the mic here for a second, guys. Just bear with me. Sorry about that, guys. That was my wife calling to give me birthday wishes. You probably noticed I changed some of the screens here so you guys could kind of clue in on what was happening. All right, so we're up against our old guy Marty Patton. He was 9-8 this year. We're 1-5 against Boston on the season, but here in the playoffs we are 2-0. So let's play today. Oh, and we sweep. We sweep the Red Sox. Sweet. All right, we can go to the box score here. 3-1 at home. Patton gives up 3 and 7. Busby gives up 1 over 7. Suter goes 2 innings for the save. Busby, the pitcher, hit a home run. How incredible is that? It's my wife again, guys. Real quick. Sorry about this. All right. Sorry about that. She forgot to tell me something. All right, so we get to sweep. How incredible. That is awesome. All right. All right, so the Pirates win 3-1. We sweep. The top 5 relievers in saves during daytime games. Baltimore's got a couple of guys. That's an obscure stat. Saves in the daytime. All right, let's see. Let's take a look at the playoffs, and let's just look at the tree right now. All right, so we have one more series, Baltimore and Minnesota. Actually, the day off is going to help us because that gets Morris back to health. All right, and Baltimore wins. That's actually, well, I don't know if that's good or bad. Let's go back to the tree here. All right. Yeah, we were 1-5 against Baltimore this year too. You know, that's the same record we had against Boston, but you know this is going to be a little tougher. All right, let's go through here. I'll tell you what. Let's you know, we've got about 4.5 minutes left. Let's go ahead and put a cut. I'll come back. I want to kind of go into some detail in these stats. I think these are interesting in the playoffs. So I'll pick up right here in the next video, guys, and we're going to prep for the League Championship Series and the right to go to the World Series. Thanks so much. See you in the next video.